This week has been filled with major headlines in the U.S. and around the world. OAN America's Salina Arredondo takes us through the top stories in our Week in Review.
Monday, the week begins in Washington, where President Trump reveals he's taking hydroxychloroquine.
A lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Plus, President Trump addresses mounting questions regarding his firing of State Department Inspector General Steve Linick.
I was asked to by the State Department, by Mike.
On to Tuesday, catastrophe strikes Michigan after 2 dams burst, causing historic levels of flooding. That same day, the chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department vows to get to the bottom of a massive warehouse explosion, which took place over the weekend.
Cumulatively, we have about 50 or so investigators on scene. They're going to be looking at every aspect of the incident.
And later, President Trump signs an executive order allowing government agencies to modify or waive regulations in order to speed up economic recovery. Then on Wednesday, a shooting at an Arizona mall leaves 3 people wounded.
The suspect did, in this case, later admit to detectives that he was planning on going to Westgate to harm 10 victims with this horrendous act.
Plus, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo comes out swinging against allegations he ousted former IG Steve Linick.
There are claims that this was for retaliation, for some investigation that the Inspector General's office here was engaged in. It's patently false. I have no sense of what investigations were taking place inside the Inspector General's office. Couldn't possibly have retaliated for all the things I've seen.
And a landmark in the country's fight against the coronavirus, as all 50 states officially declare partial reopening. On to Thursday, a shooting erupts at the Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, leaving 1 security guard injured.
We have determined that the incident is terrorism related.
The same day, the Department of Health and Human Services announces $1.2 billion is going towards a promising coronavirus vaccine candidate, which is set to begin trial in the U.S. Then later, President Trump visits a Ford Motors plant in Michigan. Plus, the Senate confirms John Radcliffe as the new Director of National Intelligence. And finally, on Friday, a plane crashes in Pakistan, killing more than 95 people. Plus, Joe Biden draws fierce criticism over this statement.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Then the Senate adjourns for a 10-day recess, with lawmakers saying another coronavirus stimulus package will likely be passed when they return. And finally, President Trump honors a biker group dedicated to the nation's veterans and missing in action service members heading into Memorial Day weekend. Salina Arredondo, OAN America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to OAN America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that OAN America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.